Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. What's up, Joe Boo? And Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Oh my God, guys, you know, this is the last Saturday before training camp opens up. Tomorrow will be the last Sunday before training camp opens up. It is on like Donkey Kong. You know, I'm feeling so good this morning. You know what? I woke up this morning with my beautiful bride, and, you know, we're trying to do things better. You know, I've been on the road so much. The problem with being on the road, it's been hard to do keto. In fact, it's almost impossible and stuff. So you do the best you can. We realized, you know, at 56 years old, soon to be 57, that you can't do the things you used to. You know, the crap that I used to eat all the time, you can't do and things. You got to start taking care of yourself. And so we're trying to get back into walking. Well, it's like 98 degrees yesterday, and I'm not trying to complain or anything because I know down in Dallas has been like 109 and stuff, but the heat is coming over this way too. And woke up this morning and looked at my wife and I said, we need to get up and go for a walk this morning. Before a show, before it gets real hot. It was already 80 degrees, going up to like 98, 90, who knows, probably be 100. But went out, we did 2 miles walk this morning, so I'm a little bit warm, but I feel good. I feel good. And there's a lot of you out there that, you know, you my age, you know, we got to take care of, we got to stick together, you know, and look out for each other. So, you know what, get up a little earlier. Go for a little walk. Just try and do a little thing differently to make a difference. You'd be surprised at all the little things, how much they add up to become big things. You know, I had my focus on what I was going to do this morning. You know, I come down here. I love it because I got my morning coffee. You know, I've walked 2 miles. Now I got this coffee means, you know, it tastes that much better because, you know, I'm thirsty now too. I get down here. I love to sit here. My creative juices start to flow of what we're going to talk about this morning. And I was working on what I was going to do. And then I saw this tweet from Dez Bryant with a message to NFL coaches. And it just sent me off in a tangent this morning. This is so freaking true. And in fact, what he says, you can put into the Jason Garrett situation in a nutshell why we were never able to get over the hump. Let me read exactly what Dez Bryant said. NFL coaches, I got a message for you going into the football seasons 22-23. Get out of the mindset of fitting players in a system. Play to their ability. You're not going to win with a small group buddy system. From janitor to cook, everybody matters. Always share the good vibes. Treat the practice squad players like the highest paid players. Put the team first. You'll like your chances. Sincerely, Dez Bryant. When I first read that just a few minutes ago, I kept thinking about what we used to always hear about Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett would say things like, the way we do things here. The way we do things here. See, he was always stuck in a mentality of, here's our system, here's what you have to do to work. If you can't do that, then you're not a help to us. See, understand, you may have a system and an idea of what you want to do, okay? But you don't always have the pieces to make that work. See, you have to be creative. It's kind of like being a Marine. You have to adapt, overcome, innovate, figure your way through a problem. Think outside of the box. As much as I hate the Washington Commanders, you have to look at somebody like Joe Gibbs, who was part of, you might as well say, the modern NFL offense that was basically throwing the ball all over the place with Dan Fouts. Air Coryell, Just think about this. In the 70s, they talked about a team that passed so much, they called them air. Nobody passed that much, okay? I'm trying to remember the Steelers safety, Donnie Shell, when I interviewed him last year before the Hall of Fame. And he talked about having like 13 interceptions or something like that. I can't remember how many it was. But 8 interceptions in a season, and they only averaged 13 passes a game. So you follow me? He goes to Washington with the mindset of, we're going to repeat what I did in San Diego, and he realized Joe Theismann's not that quarterback. You know, I don't have the wide receivers. I got a bruising running back in John Riggins and big offensive line that can run, and he changes and he comes up with the H-back, okay? He takes the fullback and makes him a hybrid fullback tight end in a one-back system and goes on to win 3 Super Bowls. That's not what Joe Gibbs wanted to do, but he recognized the fact that this is the pieces I have. Enter Jason Garrett, and I've always used this analogy so many times, but sometimes you get players that have a certain ability. And see, Bill Belichick does this better than anybody. Sometimes there's a player that you can only do a couple of things, but I'm going to develop a couple of plays that's going to give me an advantage with your certain set of skills. We took Rico Gathers, and I remember being in the LA Coliseum, seeing the Cowboys in preseason, seeing how he could run down the field and be a great catcher. He ran like a gazelle. He was light. He could jump because he was a basketball player. And Jason Garrett basically said, yeah, that's cool, but we don't need that. We need you to be a blocking tight end. He put on about 35 pounds, and I remember seeing him at training camp the next year. And the way he ran, it was like he went from running like a gazelle to a freaking elephant. He lost his confidence and his ability to leap and couldn't catch. He was okay as a blocker. It was okay. But they couldn't take advantage of saying, you know what? We're going to make you a red zone threat. We can get you to the corner of the end zone. You're so much taller than most cornerbacks. You have leaping ability. We're going to play jump ball with you. They couldn't see what they had right there with that player that he did so well. We're going to make you fit what we need as opposed to using what you've got that's natural. Dez Bryant just brought that all to the surface. And, of course, you think about when he starts talking about a small group buddy system. You know, you think about Dez Bryant talking about Garrett guys, where you had, you know, the Tony Romo Garrett guys and things and all that. That was like it's like a high school clique, Mean Girls. You got to understand that we're all in this together. We're all in this together. And that's how you have to be in it. Because when you're down and dirty, I remember with Coach Przicki, who literally put us through hell together, making us crab after doing suicides end zone to end zone. If you've ever done suicides sideline to sidelines, do those first and then do 4 of those end zone to end zone. And then try crabbing end zone to end zone in about 95-degree heat. You will literally go through hell. You go through hell together. Basically, all got us, man, this coach is a piece of blah, blah, blah. But it got us together. But it taught us that no matter how tired or exhausted you are, you always still have more that you can put out. It was a lesson that I will take to my grave, and I agree with that 100%. And treat the practice squad players like the highest paid players. Because, see, we talking about...
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we...
Oh, wrong one. We talking about practice.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
We talking about practice. That's right. We're talking about practice. You know, because I started out on practice squad. And the mentality was, listen, You don't make me work hard. This is what the offensive line. You don't make me work hard and you make me look good. We won't kill you. But to tell you what, the next team that you play, they not going to do that for you. They're not going to be there to make you look good. And you practice the way you play. So those practice squad players, sometimes they become your starters. You can start ingraining in them how much and how good it is to be here. You can make those guys better. And when you make those guys better, when you need them, they're ready to step up because they're thankful for it. You treat them just like it because we're all in this together. You're only as good as what you get out of practice. You understand what I'm saying? And always put your team first. Dez Bryant, you know what? Dez Bryant has definitely become a voice in the NFL. And I'm really excited for Dez Bryant. I would love to see Dez Bryant doing more than what he's just doing on Twitter. You know what I mean? Dez Bryant has been there. He's been through the battles. He's been through, the worst of the NFL, the best of the NFL. There's a wealth of knowledge that you can learn from people. And everybody can teach you something. Everybody. If your mind is opened up to listen and learn. I love that, Dez. Shout out to Dez Bryant. I had a clip that I was going to play. I apologize. I had to restart my computer this morning. For some reason, everything lagged. Let me see if I can get it. Because it was an interesting take from RG3. There we go. Let's get past that. Okay, let's go to the tape.
Carson Wentz, I would say, don't mess it up, man. You have the best offensive skill group you've ever had in your career. This might be the best team you've played on in your career with a defense that has the potential to completely dominate the opposition. You've been moved on from by two different teams. Stand up, show these guys what you got, and get back to MVP level Carson Wentz from 2017. That guy could make the Washington Commanders a very dangerous football team.
Okay.
Secondly, I got Jalen Hurts, and I got to say, do you, boo-boo? This man has been doubted at every step of his career, whether it was at Alabama, Oklahoma, or now in Philly. All he did last year was lead the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs, and I think that he's going to show up in a big way. He's got a plethora of weapons around him. Don't worry about whether it's running or passing. Jalen Hurts, go out and do you, because that is more than good enough to get the Eagles to the playoffs once again. Next, I got Daniel Jones. Okay, man. Make him believe. Nobody believes in this guy. I don't believe in him either. But hey, at the end of the day, he has an opportunity to go out there and prove his doubters wrong. Don't go to the manager this time. Don't run to the manager on this defense.
Don't go run mama.
Play at a level that shows off that arm strength you have, that talent you have, that ability to run, and let people know that you are here to stay for the long haul as a starter in the NFL. And then last but not least is Dak Prescott.
Dak.
It's time, man. He has to make a decision on who he is going to be. Is he going to be Tony Romo, or is he going to be Troy Aikman? He's 1-3 in the playoffs. Tony Romo was 2-4. Troy Aikman has a couple Super Bowl championships. Dak has to decide what that's going to be for him, and I think this is a year for him to get it done with all the talent they have on offense and defense. Dak has to determine what he is going to be.
All right, and the big question is, what will he be? And then the other question is, could they win the NFC?
I'm gonna stop there for a second real quick. See, I'm trying to figure out which side of the equation is, because we always hear that the Cowboys, that Zeke Elliott's done. CeeDee Lamb can't hold on to the football. Dalton Schultz can't block. Dak is overrated. So where's all that Tyron Smith is done? That Biadasz stinks. We got a rookie who holds. So where's all the talent that he's saying? I think there's talent there. I do. But one minute you hear that there's no talent. The next minute you hear there's tons of talent. Which is it?
East at all. And we always make this point. There has been no repeat champion in the NFC East in nearly 2 decades. So it almost never happens. And guys, we started thinking about this morning. And Mike T, I started thinking about, you look at the Cowboys, they've lost Amari Cooper. They still have a lot of weapons there. Are they going to be better or worse than last year?
I think from a record standpoint, they're going to be slightly worse, but I think they still win the division. And sort of like the theme of this show, Dak Prescott has to show greatness. As you mentioned, they lost Amari Cooper. They also lost Cedric Wilson. Michael Gallup's been hurt. I actually think they can repeat this year.
Okay, Jeremy, what do you think?
Better team, worse record. So last year they got 12 wins. I don't see them getting there this year because of some of those losses we talked about. But look, I see a scenario where the Eagles win this division. Cowboys sneak in as a wild card at like 10 wins, but then actually do some damage this time in the playoffs because I think they'll be better at situational football, less mistakes, less just stupidity at the end of the games that we saw last year. And I think that they salvaged Mike McCarthy's job in that case. CeeDee Lamb ready for starter. They got a lot of young players that are going to blow up this year.
Yeah, that's key. And you look at this right here, the comparisons with Tony Romo, Robert, that you were making earlier. I mean, he's really had some issues with the playoffs, as we all know, well documented. Do you think they'll be better or worse?
Yeah, I think they will be a better football team, and I agree with Jeremy. I don't know if they'll have a better record, but I think they're going to be better in the long haul and have more success in the playoffs. Dak is coming off 2 years from his injury, a full offseason to kind of go out there and get it done. He's not going to have as many offensive weapons with losing Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson, but he's going to be able to show that he is that force multiplier, and he's got a two-headed beast running back with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. So I look for the Cowboys to come out and win when it matters. That is all that matters for the Cowboys at this point in time, because we always talk about how many players they have, how much guys are making so much money, but they have to win games at the right time, and I think they will get that done this year.
So you're talking playoffs, Robert. So how many playoff games do you feel Dak and these Cowboys need to win to get that monkey off their back, that idea that they can't get it done in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, Dak and them have to get at least to the NFC Championship game. I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I think everyone wants to win the Super Bowl right now. But
who doesn't? No, we don't want to win the Super Bowl.
Maybe not winning the division and Philly winning the division. Look at what the Tampa Bay Bucks did in 2020. They lost the division, but they won the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, you can lose a couple battles as long as you win the war. And I think the Cowboys have the makeup to get that done. But it doesn't matter how many times I say it. They got to go out on the field and prove it.
Okay, there you go. All right, Robert, thanks so much. I know you got to run.
All right, so listening to RG3, you can lose a few battles, but you better not lose the damn war. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with it all. But you know what? I am as excited as I can be that now we can actually start talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We can start visiting the training camps. Tomorrow, oh my goodness, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, I love you, because you're only a day away. Here's what we got going on, y'all. Tomorrow, check this out. Boom. Check this out. We gonna have the round table to end all round tables at 5 o'clock Central. That's 6 o'clock Eastern. We talking about my man Tuck bringing together the voices of the Dallas Cowboys YouTube. We're talking about my man Rome. We talking about bringing the law. We talking about the young gun Vosh from The Volume. We talking about Sky Steel. We talking about Big Game James. We talking about Boss Cowboy. We talking about Knicks. And we talking about the West Coast. And, of course, we talking about the old ass retirement crew in Jobu Sports. We going to have a live stream tomorrow to get ready for training camp. And I tell you what, I can't wait. You know, I truly am the old ass up on here. I'm just glad that we're doing it at 5 o'clock, because, you know, when you get to be this age, I guess they figured we better do it early before it's past bedtime for the old school. old ass Mark Holmes. So I hope you tune in. We're going to start out here actually at 5 o'clock Eastern doing our regular Sunday live stream, Zoom call that you guys will call in, of course, for. And then we're going to roll right into the live stream. Whew. Man, it's going to be on. Now, the question, tomorrow is going to be 99 degrees. 99 degrees! And I've been doing my Sunday shows from outside. So we're talking about a couple of hours, maybe about 3 hours. Should I go out there and sweat it out in the outdoor studio with all these young cats, or should I be inside where it's cool? You tell me. Leave it in the comments on what we should do. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies. And haters, I appreciate you guys too, because you guys spending so much time watching me, that helps my watch hours. Appreciate you. And with that being said, you know how we roll.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing.